Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of What If Fantasy. And we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. I will say, keep getting ready. I know I've been hyping this up for a while. I'm trying to, at least. Episode 46 of Wixo is gonna be a very big one. So I would be there if I were you. I would want to be there. It's gonna be very exciting. But, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into today's video. This is going to be, a very eventful video for With 2, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. There are gonna be some events happening at the very end of the video that are going to make sense later on in about a month or so. But, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into it with some expansion. First of all, we can see that the terrain isn't too good in some of these regions. So they're not going to be expanding. They're not going to be doing that much in those regions. But for instance, this Peach team, they finally gotten some manpower and they're able to expand around this. And they're a little bit more stable than they were a little bit earlier. And now they surround both of these two lakes, which is pretty good. These guys, they get a little bit of land. They don't really want much. These guys, however, they're gonna take a lot, and they're actually gonna cut these guys off to connect up with these guys. And they're going to establish a trade route in between here. I know we haven't touched up on the trade route in quite some time. Okay, that's not the right size. That looks a little better, but now it hits the brown team's capital. It goes up to these guys where another one of these meet up over here. And then they start going up to these guys who are very wealthy. Then they come back down again, go down through here, and down into these guys' capital. These guys, then they're gonna go this way down south, trying to dodge the mountains a little bit, which I believe are we need to. Yeah, we're gonna have to redraw that, but up to here, through there, down to there. And yeah, the terrain at this point does get a little bit bad. So they're going to attempt to go around it, and they're going to go this way. They're not going to head to their capital. They're going to go this way. Then from here, and go onto this island, down into the desert shores, and back to the orange team. So the orange team is they're very important. Let's go ahead and fix this again. But yeah, the orange team's capital is now the new biggest city on the planet, besides for the first biggest over here. And they're gonna go up here. And then they go over to this island, and then it just kind of stops there for now. There's not really too big of an ordeal trying to catch up on it or all of that. It's not too important, but we're going to turn off the trade route for now, and we're going to go ahead and look at something that's probably been coming for a while, and it's the gold team, and we've seen them actually grow very, very large. They're starting to suffer internally, but we'll see the effects of this later on in the episode. And we're going to move on to some more people who need to grow bigger. These guys are one of them. They're going to start exploring a little bit more. They find a little bit more of these islands. They start exploring a little bit more of it. And of course the mainland a little bit as well. And then they're going to start to take some of this. Not exactly like that. They're just take land in every direction for the most part. So they take that island, this area, and that area, and then of course all this area that I just showed, as well as make a little bit colony on this one. So they are quite the island country. They have the most islands out of all countries, like the big islands. Because the second most would have like 3 islands, and it'd be the orange team down here, because they have land on all 3. But their expansion's done. We're moving on to these guys. These guys are not doing too well inside either, so they're just going to do that much. Down here, however, we see something very important happening. As we see some of these provinces being sold over to the pink team. The pink team is willing to buy them because they just want... They're fine with it. I mean, it's kind of whatever. But, they really just wanted a bigger colony and able to be able to expand more. And the gold team and the purple team was needing some money. They were kind of suffering. Everybody really is right now. There are very few people who are making it through, and that's like the light team, the red team, the orange team. This pink team is barely making it through, and now they're kind of going through hardship because they just bought all that land. But a lot of guys down here are doing pretty good. But when you get farther out, it's not as good. But next, down here, the purple team is collapsing. They have suffered from this for too long, and they are in an alliance with these 3. But they just weren't as close to them as other teams were. And we see an effect of this happening as a whole piece of their country just breaks away. They're just their own thing now. And it takes that much land. So yeah, they're pretty big, and they start advancing. And they start taking this land. This is when the alliance kind of abandons them, and this dark gray team, they suffered a lot from this, from these guys. They took a lot of land from them, so they're going in now, and they're basically gone. So now, what this alliance just kind of goes in. They're not really attacking. They're like, it's attacking. It's basically attacking, but they're saying they're not attacking. They're saying they're freeing the people. And so it gets to like this point. And now we can see the peace treaty of the purple team. Okay, here's the peace treaty, and as we can see, the red team gets a little bit of land, as well as the orange team. They each get a province, and the dark cyan team, the true dark cyan team, they get a good amount of land here too. And the cyan team got all of this land. And now the purple team is still here, and they're still actually pretty big. They were kind of lenient towards them, but as soon as this war's over, we see even more areas start breaking away. We see area right here. We see an area right here. And we see an area right here. So now they're plunging into chaos. And they basically just get overthrown. And how this is going to work is, I don't want to... So, these countries are going to be pretty small. But, we're just going to have to go with it. It is what it is. We're going to have these guys be right here. And these guys are going to be right here. For now, this province will stay with these guys. And the dark red team is going to take this province. So there we go. As you can see, this looks horrendous. So, I'm gonna make this a lot simpler for me. We're just gonna go boom, boom, and boom, boom. So this purple country is no more. And wait, I used the wrong color for the mini guys. It was this color. This was their original color. So yeah, I just used the wrong color there. Sorry about that. We'll just color these guys as them. And then we have 2 new countries. And now we gotta give them capitals. And there are some conveniently placed major cities that are now their capitals. And there we go. So, that was the collapse of the purple team. They are a lot tinier now. They lost a lot of land compared to their old empire kind of thing. But now they're collapsed. And we have one more event in the video. Or, well, actually 2. There's the thing I was going to get to at the end. But now it's the gold team's time. They have suffered from too much land. And the start of this is actually going to be the old lime team rebelling away right here. And the rebellion actually just leaks into the this purple team thing. So the purple team kind of goes to peace with them. And they let them keep some of this land. And that land's there now. They're in a new country. And that's good and all. They're here. But the gold team is still collapsing. And within this, the old rivalry is sparked up between these guys. These 2. So, they're just gonna try to take some of this land back. But they forgot, they just kind of blindly, they're still, like, strong. Even though they're in the state of collapsing, they are still very strong, and I would not forget that. Because they are the #1 power, and #2 is the orange team. But, their whole northern area has broken out into rebellion. And then the whole southern area declares away. Let's use a different color than that. Let's use this color. Now these guys are still going to keep advancing into these guys. Most of the military is kept onto the island. And these guys actually make 2 major military incursions. They make 1 in each of these teams. And they get about this far. Eventually, these guys kind of cut them off, and then over to here, supply lines are cut. They venture into this area, and they start taking away this land from these guys. This area down here kind of breaks away from the rest of the areas. Now we have a gigantic mess. So, I'm just gonna cut to like a peace treaty thing. For like a first peace treaty, and there's still gonna be some more fighting. But the purple team is probably gonna be out of the war. A pretty small peace treaty, but this rebellion down here is taken over by the purple team, the dark purple team guys. These guys are very strong again. They've got most of their power back. They are still missing a little their land down here though. But these guys take all the land from them that they occupied. And from here, I would say they make like a peace deal with these guys. Probably take a little bit of land back. Maybe about this much land. But ultimately, this land isn't really valuable anyways. So, we'd probably see, or what we are going to see, is that they give back some of this land that they don't want and they really can't occupy. These guys, however, they're pretty much going to be gaining land. It's not really waiting for them to give up. Oh, there we go, and these are 2 more countries. So we've already gained 4 countries this episode. Or 5 countries actually, because there's a Lime team too. So now we gotta give these guys capitals. And luckily for me, we have each one of these guys as a major city. And the Lime team, of course, is a lot. They're gonna promote that one. And here we go. So they kind of collapsed, and that is really it for today's episode. We have that one last thing, and this is going to be a very important part of the episode. And that massive event that I've been kind of hyping up for the episode. It's the addition, or there are some things changing with the Alliance layer. One of these, being, I know that might not sound like much, but the blue team's alliance is disabled. And it is instead, both of them join up with the Triangle Alliance, which is a very big ordeal. Secondly, we see these guys, the purple team, just leaving that alliance because they didn't really get any help from them. But we see some more people entering different alliances. The peach team enters the Trapezoid Alliance. The purple team enters it as well. Then we see more people entering the Triangle Alliance. One of them being this country and this country. Or, well, no, this country wouldn't join. But, yeah, there's all of this happening. And, this all happens within, like, a lot of years. Like, this is probably, some of this stuff has probably happened already. But, this is all leading up to when a group of blue team people march into one of these towns. And this town right here. It's this town right here. And a group of them march into it, and they discover there's already some red team troops there, and they're like, hey, you need to leave, or whatever, all that, whatever. And they're like, no, this is our town. And then they start getting into an argument, and their general calls, and someone fires. No one knows who did it, but someone fires, and eventually a whole skirmish takes place, and about 30 troops on each side die, as well as 10 civilians. So that's 70 people that are dead because of this. And so, a gigantic war has just started with, let's see how many people. That's 5 over here. And then over here, that's 6. So it's a gigantic 11-person fight. And this isn't going to be easy. After this, the blue team was kind of ready. They didn't really trust these guys. So they start sending people, and they're even sending people after that area. And they've already sent people out. And that is going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, please show your support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.